Hello all. In the last sessions we were discussing about sequential labeling, and the two most important tasks of sequential labeling are POS tagging and NER. So in the last session we have discussed about POS tagging. Today in this session I would like to discuss about NER, which stands for name entity recognition. Okay, so NER is basically one of the most important tasks in NLP, which actually involves identifying and classifying some entities in the given text into some categories. When I talk about categories, it may be person names or organization name, location, dates, etc. Okay, so NER is one of the most important crucial step in many NLP application. Basically the NLP applications, which includes question answering, text summarization, information extraction, we use NER, name entity recognition. Okay, so if we give a piece of text or a sentence, okay, so what NER does is it locates and classifies the entities mentioned in that particular text. When I talk about entities, we have person, organization, location, date, time, money, dates, etc. Okay, so when I talk about person, individual, people's name, name of companies, institutions comes under organization, geographical locations such as cities, countries comes under location, specific points in time will come under date, time expressions mentioned in the text like age and all that things also comes into picture. Along with that, money is also one of the important entities which are identified by NER. Okay, so basically apart from the basics of sequential labeling that we have covered, these named entities are actually used in many applications that are usually covered by these NER systems. Okay, for example, different libraries that we use follow different notations. The previous slide says few of the entities that are recognized, and coming here we have another notation which is used by NLTK, which says PER for personal name, ORG for organization, LOC for location, GPE for geopolitical entity, and different NER systems deal with different set of entities. Okay, now coming for applications, as discussed, question answering systems require entities wherein it provides relevant answers to the questions that are being asked. In sentimental analysis towards specific entities, analyzing the sentiments expressed, we use sentimental analysis NER. And then when you talk about information extraction, identifying the key entities from the text, we also use NER. And when I go for document summarization, extracting important entities for documents on the articles or the articles, we also use NER. Okay, so basically NER plays a major role in extracting some information, whether it is structured or unstructured, which will enable and downstream the NLP task to work more effectively and accurately. Okay, now let us see how do we implement NER using spaCy library. Okay, so first we import spaCy library, and then I use the language model Encore WebSM, and I take a sample text. The text here the text here which I have taken is Keshav Memorial Institute of Technology is a college of engineering in Hyderabad in the state of Telangana in South Central India, established in the year 2007 with 4 branches. When I take this particular text, after using this I will process this using the function NLP. Okay, so this is the text that I have taken into the variable text, and I process this particular text using the function NLP of text. Okay, now after that I want to extract the entities, for which I use dot text and dot label, ent dot text and ent dot label for all the entities found in the document. So this doc is nothing but the text that I have taken for processing. Okay, after that I will try to print the label and the entities. So when I execute this particular code, I get my output in this way. Okay, so the entity is Keshav Memorial Institute of Technology, sequential labeling task, right? So when I take a text, labels would be given to the sequence, and for each and every label the entity would be identified. So Keshav Memorial Institute of Technology, it is organization. Hyderabad, geopolitical entity. Telangana, geopolitical entity again. 2007 is the date. 4 is a label. Okay, so we generally call it as cardinal label. Okay, so what did we do? We have imported Spacie library first, and then we load the English model which we have used for Spacie here, which is Encore WebSM. This is a pre-trained model with word vectors and also name entity. It also has NER component. Okay, after that we take a sample text, and the sample text that I have taken is from the website about KMIT, and then we process the text using NLP function which performs tokenization on the given text and also applies various linguistic annotations, and then we will extract the name entities. Okay, using ent.text and ent.label we extract the name entities. We iterate over the entities detected in the processed document doc.ent, and then finally we will print the entities. Okay, so in this way we would get these entities for the given text. This is how we perform name entity recognition using Spacie library. I also want you to try working on NLTK library like how we have done it for POS tagging. Okay, now there is another term which we frequently use when we discuss about NER, which is called as tagging spans. Okay, so basically a span in NLP is a range over one or more contagious words. If suppose we have two or more words repeating in the same sentence, then we add some tags. Okay, so we add some spans, we tag some spans to that particular sentence. Okay, so there are basically three types of positional tags. One is called B beginning, I inside, and then O outside. So if suppose I have a word which is occurring repeatedly, for the first word of occurrence we use the beginning word, and for the inside, for all the tokens we use inside, and for all the words outside any spans we use outside. For example, look at this. So when I am performing NER, let us take a simple input sentence. I have taken Apple is looking to buy UK startup for $1 billion. Okay, so here as you can see, Apple has got its NER tag, UK has got its NER tag, $1 and billion has got its NTR tags. Okay, Apple is repeated only once, which is organization, so it is the beginning. Organization is the entity which was identified and it is the beginning, and then all the other labels which does not have NERs would be labeled as outside the spans. That doesn't have any NERs, so we'll label them as outside the spans. And when I talk about UK, it is the beginning of GPE. GPE is the first NER identified in GPE category, so I write B. If suppose I have another GPE category, I write as I.GPE. Okay, so startup does not have any NER, so I put it as O, and then $1, the money, the beginning of the money, billion is again money which is again repeated, so hence we write I.money. Okay, so beginning tag we use for the first word which has occurred in NER category. I we will be using if it is occurring second, third or fourth time. O outside the spans. Okay, so this is how we use tagging spans in NER. Okay, so this is all about name entity recognition. What is name entity recognition? How does it help us? And how do we implement NER using Spacie library, and about tagging spans? Thank you.